And are there any questions about that particular? That was a really good question. Are there any questions about that particular?
No, because I keep hearing 35 foot, but that's not the reality. You can't block the sidewalk.
Well,
with your car.
so I want to be really clear. With the city of River Oaks, your setback, and it's in the documents, it's front back of curb, right?
Yeah.
So I don't make up the rules.
No, I know, but the true parking distance is from the curb to the garage. I mean, from the sidewalk to the garage is the true.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you want to, yes, that's fine.
True.
But I also want to add to the fact that if we were sitting in another city, you would actually the setback would actually start at the driveway, right? Or excuse me, would actually start at back of sidewalk.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yeah,
right?
Okay,
but we're okay. So going to
the house is drawn as a rectangle now. Is that really the?
We'll have some demonstrations.
We have some demonstrations.
To give you guys.
And those are really good questions because there was a comment, that this looked like a trailer park. Guys, it's 30,000 feet up in the air architecture, right? We can't spend $200 an hour for architecture when we don't know if this is even something that's going to be approved, right? I can't. The best I can give you is rectangles because it's quick and it allows everybody to see the big picture. So this is all big picture. So zoning comparison, we thought this was really important. I'm not going to read to the city your R4 zoning ordinances because I know we all know them, right? But I want y'all to understand that we are not meeting R4 zoning ordinances. We are not meeting R4 zoning ordinances. We are exceeding them, okay? We are exceeding them by, for example, the ones that are highlighted, our front yard, it's called for 25 feet. We're going to end up being somewhere around 35 to 45 feet, right? 35 to 45 feet, right around there, based on the measurements that the city has put forth, the way that we, as a city, measure from back of curb to the building line. I want to be really clear. Now, you're still getting your 10-foot, right, your 10-foot right-of-way or 50-foot right-of-way when you add the 30-foot roadway and your 10-foot easements on either side, okay? Your rear yard, our rear yard will not be less than 24 to 29 feet. R4 calls for 20 feet, right? So again, we're building in excess to the R4 zoning ordinances. And then I'll skip down to number 8, the depth of the lot. R4 calls for 110 feet. We're looking at 134 feet with, when we get down to the cul-de-sac, we're looking at around 123 feet, right? So again, exceeding that by 13 feet around the cul-de-sac, and then you can do the math there from 110 to 134, exceeding the R4. Are there any questions about the zoning comparisons? Or about the building comparisons between plan development and R4 zoning ordinances?
I have a question. It might be a combination between y'all and staff. So this 4 acres, Marvin, what is the adjacent zoning to it?
On the west is R5, and on the east is R1.
Okay.
There's R1 through R4 all the way up down to the east.
Yeah. On the
Opposite
other side,
difference, but R1 is both of them.
yeah.
They take up Black Oak and surrounding areas.
And so R1, what are the lot sizes?
R1 requires 10-foot side yards and 75-foot width on the lot. And
What about R5?
R5 is really set up for HUD code, manufactured homes. And what we have in there, we don't have any, but we have duplexes. There is no set.
Joe, I don't know if you see it, but that's. What about the 3? How's 3 compared to 4?
What is R3?
3 is 60-foot wide lots with 5-foot side yards.
This is R1.
But we do, for the record, want to make sure that we're referring to this as a plan development, and not as in, we're not going into this with a specific ordinance in mind. Now, we're not asking for any variations anymore, right? Because obviously, with the original submission, the reason it was a plan development, but we want to maintain it a plan development, but with that was going to require variations this one requires
So you're
no
not,
variance.
you're not asking for R4 zoning.
We're asking for a plan development, we're still under plan development.
That conforms with R4.
Exactly.
It conforms, but actually exceeds our
Exceeds it.
work, yes.
Okay.
Using that as our,
As a base.
Perfect. All right, Heather, I think this is you.
So some of the feedback that we received, is people wanted to see floor plans. What are we doing? How are we maximizing this space? So we went to our design team and we were able to get, because we've already been working on this, they were able to put together some drawings for me. There's some quick looking at these, when they sent them to me. Still aren't quite the way I want them to be, but this is a very strong idea of what the layouts will look like. So you've got 3 options here. All 3 are similar but different. Even these floor plans, while we were doing a 4-bedroom, 2.5, 3 bath, so 4-bedroom, 3 bath, you even have a study in these drawings. And these layouts, while there's a lot of space in these floor plans. But these are just kind of examples for you guys, and we wanted to make sure that you all were able to see them.
And the square footage of these, probably
2,500.
So we
each
built
house
to
would be a minimum of 2,500.
2,500 is our target with 2,300 being our min, and about 2,600 being our max. It's gonna end up being somewhere around there. But I wanna give you some concrete numbers, okay? Number 1, size of our master. Our size of our master will not be less than 15 by 15. We just don't build anything less than that. That's one of the,
Let me say that no more.
I know. There's certain things that
politically correct.
we try to do because, we've been in a lot of builds and we're like, there's just no way that my king size bed will fit in here. So, we've got standards and we want there to be space and we want adults to have king size beds and 2 nightstands and a TV and some space to move in. So, these are a little more high end than what we do. Any other questions about the layout?
Our rooms, which are not our primary rooms, the minimum standards on those are 12 by 12. I hate, even 10 by 11 makes a huge difference, believe it or not,
Yeah.
between a 10 by 11 and a 12 by 12. So that's it. Those are
And you'll see the numbers on these, it kind of shifts one, but minimum of 12 by 12.
I hate to keep going back, but the 2,300, how many, 2,300 square feet, how many houses do you just make big 2,300, just 2,300?
It's gonna be 23 to 26 to 2,500 is our goal. We don't know that yet. Because these are all conceptual. This is not,
Is this, the square footage, is that gonna be?
does not include the garage.
No, this is living square footage.
Air conditioning.
Is this
Yes.
depending on the lot or depending on the buyer and what their desire would be?
So these are not what we're gonna build. So I think I wanna make sure we understand. So Lake Properties is not a builder for the people, okay? Let me be really clear what that means. It means,
We build and sell, we build
Yes.
and sell. We
We-
don't have a waiting list of people with their amenities
Don't do
and
that.
things. That's
Right.
not what this is. This is
we
build
build
owner.
spec homes.
spec custom.
Yep.
More.
Okay, so it's not a,
You cannot come to Lake Properties and say, hey, we
I
have a
wanna
piece of
build a
land, I wanna build a house.
That's
We don't
not
do
what
that.
we do.
That is not what we do.
can you just reflect for a moment why that's the case? Why is that your business model?
Do you want, I can tell.
Just,
Yeah, I have a very truthful answer for you, and it's probably not gonna sound very good. It's because I'm a dentist, and I know what it's like to be in the service industry, and you can't ever make people happy. If you're in the roofing business, people always have something to say about, I love my roof, it looks good, but you know what though, can you trim that shingle just a little bit more? Because I need that drip edge to just be perfectly straight. I don't like to deal with that. I don't. That doesn't mean that we don't have a perfectly straight or try to have a perfectly straight drip edge. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I would rather put something out. You can walk it. I'm more than happy to hear your comments, but it's there if you want it, and if you don't want it, that's totally fine. That's the best answer I
We
can
have
give.
friends in the business too who do that, and sometimes their stories are a little off-putting.
It takes the joy away from what we do.
It is, and honestly, we love building, I love designing, No one, you know, I had many people walk the design, they love it, so let's just stick to what works.